Hey crafty friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to do another gingerbread greeting video, which we do every 25th of the month. It is my Christmas card series that I will be doing all year long. This is our last one for 2025. Wow, it's hard to say we're going to be moving into 2026 in just a few days. We're going to be using the Baby's First Christmas stamp and die set from the Rabbit Hole Designs. And I'll tell you about a sale they're having in a little bit. But we're going to do a little Christmas card using this. It's going to be non-traditional colors. So I'm going to stamp out my little images first. I'm going to use I want to use the presents. And we'll use the train as well. And maybe this little train. I'm going to stamp with my tuxedo black ink because I am going to do some simple Copic coloring today. We'll probably stamp that twice. So while I'm stamping, I'll go ahead and tell you about the sale. Rabbit Hole Designs is doing a flash sale. It started the 24th of December and will be running until December 26th. It ends at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's 25% off in the categories of stamps, the dies and stencil category, and the new release. They have never done a discount on the new release. I'll pop the image of the sale right there. Also, not included in the sale is clearance. And that will be going away after the 26th, I believe. But this is a big sale, so if you've had your eyes on the Caffeinated Critter bundle, I would snag that up. Please use my link in the description below, because I do make a little bit of commission on that, on any sale that you use. There's no code needed, so that's fabulous. But that ends again on 12/26 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But what I've done is I picked out two yellow orange shades, a blue-green, a green, and a pink shade. And I'm going to color with these markers today. I'm going to start off with my pink. And all I'm going to do is go in, and I'm just going to lay down the lightest color first. And then I will come back and add in a little bit of shadowing. And I do have all the colors listed below in the video description that I'm using today. Just going to add just a little bit of shadow color. And then I'll just blend that out a little bit. Super simple coloring, nothing fancy. Since this is a quick little Christmas card, we don't want to spend a ton of time on it. We want to make it look cute, but I'm going to add these colors in also on the other part. And I'm going to speed this part of the video up, and I'll be right back. right, my friends, we have got all of our images colored up. I'm going to cut these out with their coordinating die. So I pulled in my little Platinum Scout machine. I'm going to add just a little bit of low tack tape to each of our die cut pieces. So we've got our little train die. So we're going to line that up, and I'll pop that right about there. Our little presents. That. And then we've got our little single train, who's all by his little self. So I'll line this up. And I'll pop one little piece right in there. And I will run that through. Our little train pieces out. And our presents. And we will go ahead and pull out our sentiment. I think I don't really want to do just a plain cardstock background. I want to have, I think I want something a little bit more for that. So I'm going to go pull out a die set and I'll be right back. All right, I went and pulled the Diamond District layering dies from the Rabbit Hole Designs. And what these are, if you haven't seen them, they're a layering nesting die set. You have one die that cuts out the outline and one die that adds the detail to your project. So we're going to use that die for our detail. And then I will use the outline die to go ahead and cut that out. And I'm going to, when I get this lined up, I'll add a little bit of low tack tape to hold it in place. And if you look for these dies on their website for the sale, they are in the new release category. All right, I'm going to cut these out and I will be right back. All right, I went ahead and cut out our little piece. And I've got to decide what I want my card base to be. I pulled in some colored cardstock that would match closely to our colored images. And looking at them, I'm leaning more, kind of leaning towards the pink for our card base. But then I'm leaning, I kind of like the orange and the mint. And those two could be more gender neutral. So I think we're going to hold off on the pink and go from one of these. I'm going to go with the orangey color because orange is my favorite, and that's what we're going to go with. So we're going to stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this back in my Misty. And what I want to do is build a cluster for our images. So I'm going to kind of, let me look at this and have our presents there. And we can have our little train set here. And then this little train set could be, part of the train could be down there or over in that corner. So we could stamp our sentiment right in there. So I think that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to stamp that in VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. So there's that. All right, before I put my stamp set away, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside of my card. Because, you know, we've got to have a little decoration in there. we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the little presents right here at the bottom. And we're gonna need a sentiment for the inside. All right, I couldn't find the stamp set that I'm looking for, but I did run across a Merry Christmas woodblock stamp that I'm going to use. I don't think it's available anymore, but we're going to use that instead. But I'm going to stamp those presents right in there. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that twice. And then I'm going to ink up my sentiment stamp here. I'm going to stamp it down in there. So I can move that. I was looking for my holiday, sentimentally speaking holiday set from the rabbit hole, but I don't know where I have put it. All right, we've got our card base. I'm going to go ahead and burnish that a little bit more. And I am going to pop up my my focal image. I'm going to use some just thin foam tape to add a little foam behind there so that it has a little bit of lift. I want to make sure to avoid our openings. So add one more piece right there. And I'll pop that right there. I'll peel these backings off. As I just trimmed my nails, I'm going to use my pokey tool to get those off. Then we will add a little liquid glue. I'm going to add that right in the center of our card. And then I'm going to pop our little focal images up as well. Some of them. I'm going to attach our presents right down to our card front. And then our train, I'm going to pop up using some thin foam squares. So I'm just going to pop a couple foam squares behind each of our little the caboose and the little, or not caboose, the engine and the other parts of the train. I'm going to give it a little bit of space, and I'm going to pop that right there. Now my little one right here, I'm actually going to pop it up a little bit higher. So I'm going to use a slightly thicker foam tape for that. Oh, I don't know where to put it. I kind of like it right there in the center. I think that's what we're going to do. And I'll add some embellishments to that. I have some pearls. We're going to use those. And since they're in pastel colors, that'll be great. So we're going to pick out a few of these. Do 5. And if you're wondering, this is storage from scrapbook.com. So I'm going to do a couple over here. To balance out our little train down here at the bottom. And then I can do a couple up here to balance out our card design. I'll pop those last two pearls on. All right, my friends, here is a look at our Baby's First Christmas card. I'm going to add some highlights to it with a gel pen. Here's a look at our inside, as well as our closer look at our outside of our card. Remember, the flash sale for the rabbit hole design is going on until the 26th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's 25% off, no code needed, for stamps, the stamp category, the dies and stencil category, and the new release category, which is like unheard of for the new release. So pop over there, take advantage of that sale before the deadline. Remember, you don't have to use code. Please, if you use my link, that would help out a lot. It helps keep these projects free and the content free for y'all as well. So I do get a small commission from them. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.